I guess the bone charm's in the other area, because...
Huh.
I don't know, maybe it's not?
Dang it, Chris, why didn't you tell him?
Let me see if I can get to it very quickly.
This fills me with
That guy
sorrow.
always yells, what?
Look, we're trying very hard to be optimistic about Dishonored today, and you're ruining it.
What am I doing that's ruining it?
We're going back to the thing we did already. You're redoing an episode.
You left the door. The door to the Golden Cat was right behind you when you were looking at Granny Rags after reloading the game. You could have turned around and gone back that way. But instead you traversed the entire level.
I think we can successfully say the bone charm is lost to history.
We already spoiled all these warrens. We did this. We seen
Well, we're
the
not
airport.
recording. Yeah, we're not recording episode now, so this is just for Josh's OCD.
Aww.
It's important.
Nobody's even gonna get to hear my speed
Alright,
reference.
it's in this building. I remember. Captain's chair
Josh,
hotel
forget
needed,
the bone
key
chop.
needed. No! Even the disembodied voice of my
greatest
brother.
non sequitur ever. If you should maybe include this montage because it'd just be a pretty great non sequitur.
I want it.
I want to go on to the next one. Forget the bone chop.
Fine. Ow. Grenade.
Wow, you have made so many friends.
My head is rolling down the street.
That's
I
the
love
weird
that
thing
when
about
you
death
die.
in this game. You're
Your
boiled
head
down to a
pops
point.
off. Yeah, no matter how you die, your head pops off and rolls away without leaving a body, or you're pulled, or you collapse into a singularity, as Chris postulates.
See, that's how you mentally envision it. I just see Corvo kind of drying up and turning into a tumbleweed.
So is this an episode, or are we
damn it.
joshing?
Yes, we're episoding.
I'm
we're
heading
episoding.
out. Oh, okay.
Right. So this is the stealth playthrough of Dishonored, right here.
I didn't even. Hey, we did really well in the Golden Cat. And that was.
We did.
I was like, I didn't even plan to do a stealth playthrough, and I just turned it into one. So that worked out really well.
Honestly, the Golden Cat's one of the better levels of the game.
Yeah, it is.
Well, they're all really well designed in terms of play. I mean, I can't think of a single level where I go, this stupid freaking. Like, I do that pretty much every level in Half-Life, and I don't think I do it to a single level here.
Okay, let me put it this
That's
way.
because you're an awful person.
If you go, like, completely stealthy non-lethal, there are levels of this game where it's really tedious.
Did you
And
get
it's not a whole lot of...
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a whole lot of fun to sort of keep the shadows. Golden Cat accounts for that, and so it's one of my favorites.
Hey, it's Al Pacino.
What is the next level? Is the Masquerade?
Overall
correct?
chaos high. Goddamn.
No, we gotta get Sokolov first.
Oh, it's that level. Yeah,
Sokolov?
this.
Is that
Sokolov.
what you call him?
Super Covs.
Sokolov appears to have been frozen with liquid nitrogen.
Try extra strength Sokolov for that dry, irritating cough.
Whenever I say Sokolov, all the MGS3 fans in the house just kind of give me a look.
Grown up business, girl.
I like my Sokolov with a shot of Piero.
It's okay.
Oh,
I heard a lot of grown-up business.
And thus the best slash pairing fanfiction ever was born.
no! That's not where I wanted that joke to go.
You're my little Sokolov.
But it is where it has gone. You cannot undo it.
So here we are. We're bringing the heir to the throne back, and
I'll be carrying
oh, where'd those two come from?
while you're with us.
extending your hand to Emily
They
for
look the same
0.4
thing.
seconds after she's already gotten out of the boat. Real gentlemanly, Corvo.
You'll get to see it all.
I just wanted to get off the boat and point to each one of these people and go, death, 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 and sentence them all as traitors to the throne.
I'll see you later.
You do not fail to impress. Armed with
I do
a
like the
blade,
TF2 Dunwall font back there, by the way.
and with the Pendleton votes gone, our own Lord
Seriously.
their votes in Parliament. In one night, you've done more than most men do in a lifetime. I need to speak to you soon, but for now,
The people of Dunwall are not particularly productive.
No, not really.
One night you've done more than most people have done in a lifetime, says the guy who's been standing in a bar for a friggin' week.
Yes, I wonder
Trying
why it
to
is we
run
can't
a
accomplish
conspiracy.
important- I wonder why it is we can't accomplish important goals in pushing forward our conspiracy. Maybe we're
Hey,
just
Pendleton,
not-
you want to see?
No,
My
that's
eye
not
can do
possible.
this, and this,
not
and this, and
possible.
this, and this, and this, and this.
I mean, I even raised my voice last
The
week.
Loyalist Conspiracy thanks you for your work. I don't know if I...
You know what? They always
like-
drink when they're talking. I'm gonna drink while I'm talking.
We never
Oh.
believed that you killed the Empress. It made much more sense that the Royal
Alcohol.
Spy Master, now the Lord Regent,
Fucking
Corvo,
game won't give me any alcohol to drink.
You've accomplished so much today, and I just can't imagine to
spent a lot of
accomplish
money and
anything.
exposed ourselves
Anyway,
to
let's
the
have another
prison.
drink. We can't, sir. The
Corvo,
no
don't
bartender.
look at my nipples. I'm very self-conscious about my nipples.
And have nothing for you.
Don't look
My
at that.
favorite part. My favorite part of this is the obscene cinematography that Josh is providing while drinking and looking every which way while Pendleton's talking. That, however, was
Havelock
about
and Martin. 38 meters.
that was about the
hell.
only emotional response we really get from Pendleton about basically killing
Yeah.
or exiling his brothers, and he starts
shouts
drinking more
into a-
heavily after this, but
He shouts into an audio log at some point.
But it never really has the emotional impact it should. We should either feel empathy for him for you know, killing his brothers and feeling the cause is so important, or we should hate him for basically betraying his family. But instead it's just sort of like, that really sucks we had to kill my brothers.
Never gone
Yeah.
up the pistol up.
Had to be done.
Let's do that.
Oh, you didn't kill my brothers? Well, I don't have a voice acted line of dialogue. I guess I'll write a letter for you and put it in your house.
Yeah, that's the other weird thing about that, is that it doesn't feel like it doesn't make any sense, because he gives you the same response whether you kill them or put them in a prison forever.
Not that it was that different, considering the kind of brutality they would be expecting in the they're not in prison. They're slaves in a mine. That's a little different.
Yeah, they're slaves in their own
This is
mind.
my favorite part of this place.
And that's a really interesting sense of justice.
Yeah.
These people have a mine full of lots of horribly abused slaves. Let's put them in the mine of horribly abused slaves so that they get to labor alongside all those other innocents. Yeah, the system works.
Martin's devised our next move. There's a footnote in Campbell's journal that tells us the Lord
Seriously,
Regent's
I'm bothered.
Martin has devised our next move?
royal physician.
Wait a
I
minute,
don't
are
want
you really
Pendletons to be
suggesting...
working in... I don't want the Pendletons to be working in a brutal slave mine for the next 40 years of their life, because I don't want the brutal slave mine to be operating for the next 40 years. They're the ones who owned it, so why does it keep continuing to...
That's an excellent question. Is the
Are there-
is the youngest brother still running the mine?
Done so far. Escaping from Coldridge.
Those
taking
glasses
down
look
the
kind of
High
weird,
Overseas,
guys. I need to
recovering
take a
Emily.
closer look.
You make this old military man proud.
Are you
What?
drinking
Something
right
about
now, Josh?
Sokolov? Elixirs? What? Look.
What are
Look
you
at
saying,
this.
Tim?
Campbell's journal. It's amazing.
Oh, earlier I was saying he's like, Martin has devised our next move. And I was just about to say, see, we were going to accuse them of never doing anything. But Martin sat at the bar and got an idea. So now I feel bad for saying these guys never do anything. They're sitting there drinking and had an idea. And then when you came in, they told you about it. So these guys are busy as hell. Man, I'm surprised they even have time to talk to it.
Where did the phonograph go? Somebody stole Pendleton's voice log recorder. It wasn't
Okay,
me this time.
I know that, like, this isn't really the best time to bring it up because we're not actually listening to one, but can I complain about the entire way that the punch cards were handled?
Yes.
No, you're
Because-
not allowed to complain about things. That's not what we do on this show, Chris.
Well, I mean, I don't even mind audio logs. I like audio logs generally, but the problem is, aside from the
That was
giant
the
plot
shortest
holes they
ever.
introduce, you can't bring them with you. You can't listen to them again, like, as far as I'm aware. And as you walk away from the little player, the audio fades. So if you're going to listen to one, you basically have to stop playing the game and, like, campfire, everybody sit around and listen to Uncle Corvo's, string a yarn.
Yeah.
It's
gotta
really
stand-
frustrating.
So this might be my favorite level.
Oh, I love this approach. Look at this. All these buildings stacked together, packed around the river. Just magnificent visuals.
It's undeniably, I think, the prettiest level. It's basically Dunwall at sunset, going through some really not quite ruined areas, and then the bridge. It's really gorgeous.
My favorite visual in this game is when you exit the arch and see Pratchett's house. It's just perfect.
Oh, I'm stuck. There we go.
And I assume
yeah.
Pratchett is a nod to Terry Pratchett. Like maybe they saw More Pork as like an influence here. Although I don't really get that.
Josh pelting
I-
NPCs with bottles will never stop being amusing to me.
I know. I mean, I
really is the
didn't look
best
at this
thing ever.
town and think More Pork, but maybe the people who designed this saw that as an influence here. That's the only reason I can see to have Pratchett in gigantic friggin' letters over the city.
Isn't that like a place or something in this setting? I don't remember.
No, it's a guy. It's a man who owns.
Really?
You get to his house in a bit. I'm sorry, I just can't. I love the image of everybody like loving Corvo, like
guess that guy
Corvo. You know,
didn't
he's the man who does what needs to be done. He's. Thank you, Corvo. You've done amazing things tonight. And like they just turn around and Corvo picks a bottle off the counter and starts throwing it at people's hats without saying a word. Just never says anything. Everyone loves him. The only interaction he has with people is to throw things at them.
If you decide to do any more photoshopping, Shamus, this right here would be a great thing to Photoshop spoiler warning onto.
Yeah, those pools of light would give me trouble. I'd basically have to reconstruct the entire surface.
Alternately, you could just scroll spoiler warning over it in graffiti like you see in parts of this game.
Yeah.
In MS Paint. Why did I climb up here? Huh.
I really
Josh,
can't
the
answer
last
what
people
you-
in the universe you should ask about why you are doing things should be us. Because when you ask those questions, you're simply echoing the thoughts we already have in our heads. Why is he coming up? Why is he doing? Why did
Heroes
he do that?
boots
What's
down.
wrong with this man?
I guess I should be thankful for the one time I actually met you, you didn't throw a bottle at me.
It's upstairs, Josh.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to get this locker room first.
Yeah, I know. And he says as he runs downstairs.
I already
just picturing
saw
him
it.
running
You can see in the
downstairs.
recording that I saw the glowing blue stuff. I know where it is. I'm just not doing it because I'm evil.
And
I
he
just like the
wants
idea of
something-
Josh running downstairs going, yeah, I know, and flipping the bird at the computer.
He throws a bottle at his feces.
I should do this drunk more often, you guys.
Wait a minute, are you saying there are times where you've done this sober? Then you have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah, I was about to say. It puts your
What happens
actions
if I
in an entirely
destroy
new
all
and
of
uncharitable
these?
light.
Then you have to take the manual way across.
Oh, that sounds awful. Yeah! Disneyland! Haha, walking suckers! I've got a monorail.
Where is God going?
There's like 4 of them, so not really.
Over this cart there up on the wall is Pratchett. There you go.
Well, yeah, there's a rune in there.
God, this is just so gorgeous. I love the sunset setting here.
Right.
That
He bounced on his head.
that was Blink not doing it right. That was Blink's fault.
And then you proceeded
not my
to blink
fault.
4 different
Did
times.
that guy just
blocked
say,
4 different times
"Wow"?
right in front of him?
I just stabbed the guy next to him, and that guy said, "Damn it, where did he go?" Oh. Okay. Apparently, instead of throwing that guy underwater, I jumped with him. Oops.
Belly flop.
Josh, you should do this sober more often. Especially, like, forever after.
I have to say I'm not observing much of a change. Maybe the only difference is that a few times he has willingly trolled us, whereas I'm pretty sure most of the time he's unintentionally trolling us.
So the
Oh,
game
this
looks
part.
exactly the same, but instead of it being an accident, now it's done sadistically.
There's a
Why did the lights go
zero-sum
off?
malice competence game going on here.
I still think that because you can blow out candles, at some point in the game, light played a bigger role than it does in the ultimate product.
You know, I thought the same thing because there are so many light sources that it seems like you ought to be able to
Seriously?
put out.
This is getting worse as this recording goes
Corvo,
on.
go home.
Come on, jump! What the hell? Please, I'm
Is
pressing.
that how
you hear
this?
me
Are you
pressing the
using a
the
Kinect
space button.
version that's voice activated?
No, what? Come on!
And
What
then
the fuck,
Corvo
Corvo?
drowned to death.
Thank you. Where,
On the other hand, this gives us many different views of the city at many different angles. Sure, there's single blurry frames of action as you're whipping the mouse around like a complete spaz, but they're really nice in a nauseating, disorienting kind of way.
I think it is important to note that at this point we are speaking very favorably of the game, like I thought we would once we got past the exposition. I mean, once you're in the meat of playing this game, it is gorgeous and it is fun, and there's multiple ways to play and multiple approaches, and it's awesome.
God damn
It's
it.
just that you have to wade through Josh's incompetence and also
die! These fucking fish! Because I can't climb the goddamn wall!
I like the idea that Corvo came in here, slaughtered all the guards, jumped in the river, and allowed himself to be eaten by fish.
But seriously, once you're in the game, it's much better. It's the crappy rushed exposition that doesn't have any emotional weight and also prevents you from doing all of this cool stuff that really detracts from the game. Once the game gets moving, it's fantastic.
Alright, let's
There
try this
we
again,
go.
Josh.
I think we just spent half an episode getting. I hope you really, really want this bone charm. Because I think we spent
It's a
half
rune,
an
it's not a
episode on
bone
it.
charm.
I hate you.
Runes are
Is
better.
this just so we could? Is this just so we can freeze time? Is that what this is?
Yeah! It's important, goddammit.
It's important to me.
I want to be a Time Lord!
I need this!
Doctor Who ain't got nothing on me.
Corvo mutely fumbles around for like 20 minutes, Stacker's dripping, waterlogged, and with fish bites all over his ass, and grabs the rune, and then continues murdering guards effortlessly.
Was there somewhere something I don't remember? I thought
I'm
I could
beginning
get
to
in
see why
through
Corvo
here.
has a quiet
I guess
mystique.
not.
It's because people aren't watching what he does all the time.
Tomorrow morning at sunrise.
I have a feeling the guards would
Go
speak
over
of you
here.
in somewhat less hushed tones if they'd witnessed the past 20 minutes. He has such strange powers. He can freeze time itself. Where did such powers come from? Well, I was actually watching. He basically stumbled around and fell off of buildings and did some swimming.
Well, it takes a
And
lot
finally
of
picked up a room.
Tivian wine.
I like the idea that Sam's watching from his boat somewhere in the river through binoculars and is just shaking his head the whole time.
No, no. Huh?
Ugh.
Oop, whoop, yep.
Apparently this thing pushes people back a lot.
So, yeah, 5 shots, 1 kill.
Yeah, I'm like practically a sniper.
On the other
First
hand,
recon.
judging by how far that guy got knocked back, I think you must be firing stumps at him on your crossbow.
Cinder block.
It's just a regular brick with the word crossbow bolt written on the side.
And then you've got your
God
sleep
damn it, no.
bolts, which are wrapped in bubble wrap.
Corvo's true enemy is water.
Seriously. In the long video game tradition.
Doing this whole mission like soaking wet and shivering and sneezing occasionally.
Attention all citizens. No pedestrian.
And like he can't see anything because water's beaded all over his lenses. And
Corvo
water's
goes
kind of
back.
pouring out of his ear sockets.
He goes back to the conspiracy guys and he has to convince them that he doesn't have the plague because he's sneezing and dripping and coughing all the time.
A guard charges
Alright.
you and you pull your pistol and it's just like
City watch. Gangs are cutting throats.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
you guys want to rob Pratchett's house?
Excuse me, the plague victims were.
Let's save that
Solitaire
for
Pratchett
next week.
stuff. Aww.
oh yeah. Here we
Yeah,
go.
we're out
Good
of
episode.
time.
But don't.
That was fun.
Man.
That was stupid.
That was awesome.
Stupid, but it was pretty
This-
fun.
It was.
In all honesty, this is probably the best week we've had so far because we've critiqued the game without just ragging on it, and we had some fun while doing it, and I think it worked better than any week we've had so far with Dishonored.
I enjoyed the audio, other than we and Josh went for the bone charm because you guys all stopped talking about fun things. Screw you, Josh.
Guys, I'm getting my hagfish massage. Oh yeah, right there. Yeah.
What's he do? Nibble your bum?
That was a pretty pleased sigh Corvo gives as he dies there. Because when I think sensual delight, I think hagfish.